Hello, my name is Tali Segal, and I am on the screening committee of Philadelphia Jewish Film and Media. And today I have the honor of interviewing Roman Shumunov, an award-winning Israeli film director and screenwriter. Roman, I am quite honored to be speaking with you today. I would like to tell our audience a little bit about you before we start our conversation. Roman was born in Tbilisi, Georgia, and his family moved to Russia in 1993 after the Russia-Georgia War. In 2001, Roman immigrated to Israel at the age of 17 as part of a student's preparation program. He later enlisted in the Israeli Air Force, and a number of years after that, graduated with honors from the Sapir Academic College. Roman's first film, a short he directed at the age of 18 as part of his diploma work, garnered several film festival awards, including Best Short Film, Best Actor, and Best Original Music. A few years later, he received the award for Best Debut Film at the Tel Aviv International Documentary Film Festival for his film Babylon Dreamers. Roman went on to receive many more awards for that film. The years that followed brought more films, television projects, and more prestigious awards. We at Philadelphia Jewish Film and Media are so thrilled to be showing Roman Shumunov's film, Berenshtein, 2 times in the upcoming Lindy Spring Fest. This film already has received a Best Feature Film Award and a Best Director Award. Roman, congratulations to you on this wonderful film. I found it impactful on several levels, and no doubt our film festival viewers will as well. I would think that
Thank you
making
so
a
much.
film is a... Oh, you're quite welcome.
Thank you so much. Yeah,
I would...
it's sorry.
Your background is very impressive, so it was a pleasure reading about you. I would think that making a film is a personal labor of love. What led you to the idea to film this compelling story, and why was it so important for you to tell this story?
Okay, so actually, it's true. It's like it's a bit personal. I mean, my grandfather, both of my grandfathers, been on Second World War in like soldiers in Red Army that fought with the Nazi regime. And I grew up on this narrative of Holocaust, of Jews that took the gun and was like fighting with the Nazis. So I grew up with those stories and narrative. So when I met Berenshtein was like 95 years old, and he was live alone in Israel in a very small city. It's called Kiryat Ata. And no one didn't know nothing about him. And someone say, I met someone who been a script writer of this movie, Simon. He said, "Hey, you need to meet this person. He's like have great story, something huge." And I said, okay, let's meet. And when I meet him, I realized like how his story is actually huge and very so special. And he wrote 8 books about himself, like and all the stories, how he passed all these months and years of war. And I took all 8 books and start to read, and I read them like very, very fast. I think like it's a couple of weeks, and I say, oh my god, I need to make a movie about this guy. It's like wow. And you know what you saw in this movie, it's like it's like it's small part of his life and what he's done actually on during these days. So this is the way I started to make this project.
Very interesting. Very
Yeah,
interesting.
and actually, it's took yeah it took I first of all I wanted to make this movie like documentary, like to show this man and telling his story, and maybe some archives from those days. But while I began to shoot him, I'm very fast to realize that he's like was 95, and he didn't he can't do it like very emotional, and to to bring on the screen all the real things, and he forgot a little bit. So it was a bit challenging to show this, to make this film only documentary. And on the other way, I remember how he described all the details in his books. He wrote these books when he was like much more younger, like 30, 40, 50. And it's a lot of very small details, very like in fiction movies. It's like I saw the movie while I read his books, and I said, okay, so we need to make something different, and this way was born the idea to make this movie docudrama. That's mean to combine between documentary and fiction scenes, while we have a reenact all the real stories and real moments from his life during with actors. And it was very challenging, but it was great. It's worked great, because we on the one hand we have a true man who's sitting in front of us and talking and telling the story, and we see that it is true, that it's not Hollywood. This is true. And on the other hand, we can dive in the stories and the fiction that can make us more, give us more emotional size of it, and we can really feel how they deal in day-to-day problems. And actually we're diving into like 70 years ago.
It worked very well. It was really seamless, and it's not always that way. The way you had the voiceover, and then you had Mr. Berenshtein, and the reenactment was done so well. Leonid Berenshtein said on camera that he felt he had become a ruthless person, yet his humanity comes across very well in the reenactments. Why was it important to you to show him as someone with compassion amid such horrors?
War, it's something very difficult. It's the way we meet people. We can meet people like on the best side of humanity, or a positive on a very bad side of their humanity. So when I shot this movie, it was very important to me to show how men can change, and to be like animal, and or to be human. And Bernstein, when I wrote his books, and when I hear him talking, I really I saw him like man, and I think it's the best for me, like personally, the best thing that I really like in his person, not the heroic, how it's called, like he's a hero, not that he's a hero and made some very great things, but that he stayed human, and even that he saw a lot of bad things, and how Nazis born people, and killing, and a lot of bad things. He stayed human, but war, it's something very difficult, and anyway, he started to be a rude man. Even you know, so I don't think he made some bad things, but he started to you know to be a rude man to the enemies, to the Nazis after he saw it, but still he didn't become an animal, like. And if you remember the scene when a few of his soldiers raped some woman, and this is a story that was it was crazy to realize it and recognize that he killed 4 people, and 3 of them were like they did not nothing, but they did not say anything, and he killed 4 people just to save for his big camp, and to say, hey, we don't do things like this. We have a mission, and we're going for our mission. We don't do like this. And he said that after this, there are no place for this kind of these things in his camp.
That was very powerful, especially knowing that this was a true story.
Yeah.
I watched a fascinating clip on your website about the filming of one of the war scenes. Could you tell us a little bit about how it was to film the war scenes? It looked quite complicated.
Yeah. Okay. So actually, we shoot this movie in Ukraine, and all our crew were from Ukraine, and it is crazy because we shoot on the places where now today is war. So it's really crazy, and few of our staff are on the front right now, and one man who edited, he was my the first editors. He's died before 1 month on the front line. It's like, and it's crazy, and like a few years ago we just made movie about war, and now they deal with actually the same things, and the same reality. So when I'm back to the battle scenes, and so it was very challenging. It's a lot of people, and it's a lot of blows, and this kind of scene is complicated because it can be dangerous, and it's many people involved. But we have, as I said, we have a Ukrainian crew, and they were very professional, and we had a great time there for shooting, and we deal with professional people that made it very easy for me, like for the director, and yeah, it was very interesting, and all our crew, we love to make this movie. It was a very special, and it's like for Ukrainians as well. It's like we shoot this movie, and because like me and my grandfather was a soldier, like in Ukrainians as well. This is why it's very familiar for them, and it was very interesting for them to be part of this movie, and to hear the Bernstein's story. So it was very nice, very interesting.
I'm very sorry about the loss of your editor, but that's just wow that you were where the war has been taking place for the past year.
Yeah.
As we wrap up, I have one final question. I'm wondering if you would share with us what keeps you motivated as a filmmaker and perhaps what you're working on now.
The projects now?
Sure. Yes.
Yeah. So my last project was premiere was like a few months ago. It was about Munich 1972. It's a terror attack on Israel delegation and outlets on Munich on 72. It's 3 episodes, and it's like step by step how it's how it was and who was involved and everything. And the premiere was like a few months ago, when we have 50 years for this terror attack, and on September. And now I'm working about one very interesting project. It's about first Aliyah. It's like first immigration time to Israel, about like 1887. It's historic TV series. Yeah, I
That
can't
sounds
provide more
fascinating.
details for now.
Well, hopefully, maybe down the road, we at the Philadelphia Jewish Film and Media will have a chance to view this, your upcoming project.
Yeah, I'll
Roman,
happy
I
to
want to
share.
thank you. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'll happy to share. Sure.
Thank you. I want to thank you very much for taking the time to meet with us today and to answer my questions. And I'm looking forward to seeing your film again. I've seen it twice already, and I'm looking forward to the third time. So thank you very much.
Thank you. It was very nice talking to you. Thank you.
Thank you.